And so for this next upcoming talk, we have a talk on native GUI development using HTML,
Yep.
CSS, and JS. And I'm going to hand it over to you. Do you need anything else before we start?
No, nothing really.
Awesome.
It
Take it
is
away.
me. This is a talk about native GUI, GUI, or whatever you want to call it, using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So a little bit about myself. I'm Giorgi. I'm located in Georgia, Tbilisi, and I'm the creator and the maintainer of multiple frameworks, but best of them, I'm known for Grip, so to say. Grip framework. It's a web framework. It's pretty fast. It's inherited from Camel. You can look it up, and it's pretty good, so to speak. I'm not saying in biased way. So these are my handles, and yeah, if you want to contact me, you can by that. So I chose GTK. From the start, I simply love to like explore shards. Went ahead and explored some GUI shards, so found GTK, Crystal Go Object, G Object, whatever, and a Qt5 bind. So I went through Qt. I didn't really like it. It didn't have compatibility. It didn't have support for Mac OS. Windows is off the limit for now. Rest in peace, Crystal. Support on Windows. But yeah, I wanted a great support, so I went ahead and selected GTK. I know some people do not like GNOME that much, but it doesn't really matter. Once you get GTK, you have many widgets, as you can see here. You don't have to like recreate them like I did and like I had to do in libui. So that's what you get using GTK. So once I required the G object shard, I looked at it. I thought to myself, this is a pretty good structure. This is a pretty good way of handling the application. But then I got into trouble with closures. So it's a different story. I'll tell it once I move past this. So what this does is create an application, give it an application ID, then create an application window with the application, with a title, border width, and set up all of that, add a label, and show the application, show the window, actual window. This all happens when this function is called, the run function, so it's on activate. And now I'll talk about why I chose HTML. So I chose HTML because it's one of the most battle-tested, proven structures, proven languages, so to speak, markup languages, which is used for development of front-end software, so to say. And I mainly did a dialect of HTML. I changed up some components. I made my own, like I added an import tag. There we go. You have self-closed tags. You have tags which are closed like this. And you actually have tags which can contain subtags like this. And this box can contain boxes, and you can nest them. So this way you can create complex structures, just like this demo here. It's not an in real life demo, but yeah, you can see how this changes, like the structure is recreated. And you can also see the speed, the actual speed, how fast it refreshes. And I'll show why that happens. Also, you can style with CSS, of course. CSS is the main takeaway from here, that you can get perfect styling using CSS, but also keep in mind that this CSS is actually limited. It's limited to GTK CSS. Also, everything is connected with JavaScript. Yeah, it's not very it's not a good thing to connect everything with JavaScript, as you know, but still it's JavaScript. So I cannot like do Crystal. That's hard. So I selected Duktape. I wanted V8, but V8 doesn't really have any bindings. And which ones I found, I fixed some parts of it, but it gave me a closure issue. And yeah, I'm still waiting for the closures to be like easy to access. You create a sandbox, you do your JavaScript thingy, you print whatever you want, and you can also add this way. You can add closures this way. You can push the pointer. Yeah, it's a quite clustery, but it's okay. You box the proc, then you get the proc, unbox it, execute it, and etc. So it's a hard process, but it works quite fast. You can also do custom standard library for JavaScript, like Node created their own standard library, and you can do your own standard library just like that. And one more thing you can do is that you can add your own function calls, you can add your own syscalls, you can create your own syscalls, and etc. So I'm going to show a demo right now. So let's, first of all, you see the window. This is all native, no web browsers, no web browsers are used here, zero web browser technology. I'll take the scrolly thing, this guy. What is it called? Scrolled window, yeah, this box. Just comment it out. There we go. Recompiled. So one more thing. It's based on NodeMon. NodeMon, not based on it. I just use NodeMon to detect the changes and restart the application. And I'm going to show you why does the application work like this. Yeah, comment that. Just delete everything on here, for example. Nothing will be left. There we go. So why does this happen? Also, the story about I had to talk with the Duktape CR maintainer, and he helped me out. He's a cool guy. Also, the creator and the maintainer of Crystal Object is a cool guy as well. Check him out. Where is it? What I was saying? Yeah, JavaScript STD standard. Yeah. So I include these guys here. They're basically just define functions, then export them in a friendly way. So I don't think this is a good naming, but it somewhat prevents users just accessing it directly. And also I'll explain why does the builder, like why does the application restart? So the example application here actually just takes the document, the HTML document from here. First of all, it creates a builder, which takes the document and just simply builds it. I'll show you the builder as well. This is the builder. It used to be really big. It's 280 lines because I formatted, I refactored it and put all the code out into here. So what it does is take the HTML tags, actually, so tokenizes them just like this, takes them. Then this tokenizer gives it to the builder. The builder like loops over it, on top of it, and gets the actual, so to say, the structure. Then the structure is taken into account. Then there is a loop, and based on the type of the actual tag, tag used, actual structure used, it executes a function of initialize a component. And the component, once initialized, does something like this. Takes in attributes, everything else from HTML, creates a GTK object. And also remember, we are taking the widget, which we are going to insert our box into. So there is always a structure on, you always get past the top widget. So then you have events, then you have actual JavaScript code. So what this does is, I have a JavaScript code written in element. Yeah, there we go. So this just executes the JavaScript code from the JavaScript engine instance and evaluates the function get element by component ID, which gets the element, actual element, and runs the on component did update, on component did mount. This is all a work in progress, but yeah, it might change. All our others are helper functions. You can write CSS as well and load the CSS on runtime, in runtime. Also, let's return that. Yeah, let's get that. Let's get the console as well. And I'm going to show you something. Yeah, there we go. See, I can simply interact with JavaScript there. Well, and it's gonna it's lagging a bit because I have all of these components here, but you get it. It's GTK running on M1 Mac. What do you expect? It's not compatible at all, but it's okay. It's still working, so it should be running much faster on a GTK native platform, for example, Ubuntu or something else. So yeah, other than that, no questions. Not God damn it, no questions. Just any questions? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So this is the Q&A section. We have time for maybe one. So Jonas Mueller has a great question here. It's kind of a multi-part one, so we're just going to chop it up, go for the first part. There are similar approaches to GUI modeling with markup languages like Qt modeling languages, XUL, and Android's XML layouts. How does HTML, CSS, and JS compare to them?
I'll explain to you. I came into this, like I made this thing, I made this project because of like lacking of the React Native side. It's like, you know, React Native, it does something like take JavaScript, take HTML, take CSS, turn it into a native application for mobiles. They also tried to do it for desktop, but it's horrible, it's failing, it's not working. So I didn't really know that at the moment. I just wanted to do something, so I came it to by myself. But yeah, I think it's easier with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript just to write like this and not write in Qt or XUL. I don't even know what that is, actually.
That's fine. Okay, cool. We are actually moving on to the next talk. Thank you so much for sharing and doing that.